All right, so it says that we're live. So welcome back, everybody. It's February the 2nd, 2025. No, I'll keep wanting to say 7, 5 p.m. Eastern. We'll eventually go to 7. Speaking of, we need to figure out when spring forward is because that's when we'll go back to 7 p.m. So if you're watching this back later, we do record our live streams and allow them to play back. So we may not answer your question immediately because we could be asleep or something like that. So welcome, everybody. Let me go ahead and give you all a warning. My laptop which I just did a whole slew of updates on 2 weeks ago. I've had it on for 30 minutes, just popped up and said, hey, your device needs to restart to do some updates. I don't see how that's possible, being I just did all my updates 2 weeks ago.
It is trying to sabotage our live
It
stream.
is. So when it did this a couple of weeks ago, it kept kicking my Wi-Fi out. It kept popping up saying, need to restart. Well, it's at least telling me you can schedule your restart. I don't think it's trying to shut the computer down, but forewarning, it tried to do this 2 weeks ago and drove me mad because it kicked our live stream out every time that message would come up. So let's just cross our fingers and see what happens. Good old technology, right? I just don't understand. I've never seen so many updates in my life. Typically, this does this every few months or once a year, something like that. So thank you everybody for the birthday wishes. Tomorrow is my birthday.
It is.
Thank you so much. At this age, I try not to even think about them or celebrate them, but here it is. Thankful to have made it this far. We should all be thankful about that. We're not guaranteed tomorrow, and pray that I do wake up tomorrow and can experience my birthday.
Yes.
So we'll say that at least. So thank you everybody who's been wishing that out. So we just gifted out 5 memberships here. Remind me, we'll give out another 5 memberships here at the a little bit later in the live stream as more people jump on. They're completely at random. We're allowed to give out 10 of those a month, which we try to do at the beginning of every month. We typically do a members live stream, which we just did last week. We do it toward the end of the month, usually, but it varies. And we'll give you sneak peeks and things such as that. So thank you to everybody that are members. We don't push that. We don't ask for it. We never mention it in our videos, but I figured you might want to know why those just got gifted out. And again, we can't choose who they are. It's completely at random. All right. So if you're new, let us know. We have a great community of people here. Sorry that it's so washed out and bright behind us. This is a horrible location to do a live stream, but we're out on our outdoor kitchen. Florida, super sunny. We're in the shade. We got to bump the brightness up so you can actually see our faces. And this is where we're going to cook here in just a
Yes,
little bit.
we are. We are cooking tonight.
Yes, we are. My birthday meal.
Yes, Andrew wanted chicken parmesan. That's one of his favorite meals that I make, and that's what
Absolutely.
I'm making him
All
tonight.
right. So we're going to do
Yeah.
chicken parmesan on the Blackstone of
Yeah.
all things. So we'll take it however we can get it. So everybody says we're loud and clear, good to go. Hopefully no problems in kicking out tonight. So let's go ahead and start with Dino. Every week, got to know about the chickens. We were just talking about the chickens right before we jumped on the live stream.
Yes, goodness. We might be needing to get some more if these
Yep.
egg prices are going to go crazy like this.
Heck with the prices if you can find the eggs. For
Well,
some
that
reason,
too.
everybody's panic buying eggs right now. I know there's a bunch of weird reasons for it, but I don't know why people choose to panic buy toilet paper, eggs, and then something else. So we're like, maybe we might need more chicken. So we are seriously talking about the next hen that goes broody, letting her lay on a little hatch of eggs and see what comes out of it. And we may add a few more hens to our arsenal because we have been eating a tremendous amount of eggs with our I'm not calling it our diet anymore, just our new lifestyle. We kind of went carnivore a while back, lost a lot of weight, got healthier feeling, and we've kind of mostly stuck with it. So we eat a ton of
Except for
eggs,
tonight.
except for tonight. Tonight we're ruining it. We hardly ever eat pasta. And last night, oh my goodness, we went to a cookout last night. And we never eat really breaded stuff and all, but tonight it's my birthday. I don't care about no diet or lifestyle tonight. We're going to do what we want to do. All right, so yes, I see some people recognize Miss Mill is on. You're gonna hate. Actually, you might love our meal tonight. It's more from your neck of the woods, as we call it over here. She's all the way on the other side of the world here. This is probably your type of food in the Mediterranean and Italy type area. I forget exactly where you're at, but I know you're right across the ocean from Italy, if I remember correctly. However, us Americans will do it with low grade pasta and flour and everything else because it's what we have
Actually,
over
my
here.
pasta says it's made from Italy.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
we'll see. You know how this
Or at least the
deceiving.
flour, I guess, is made from Italy,
We're
is what
trying
they're
to,
claiming.
yeah, we're trying to buy
Yeah.
better ingredients, so maybe
Yeah.
you'll be happy with it. But it's my birthday, so I don't care what you got to say tonight. All right, so yep, Miss Ramilda says you're wearing t-shirts, y'all. We went from literally snow and ice to it feels like springtime here. It has been in the mid
We are not complaining,
70s.
though. We
Oh,
welcome it.
it feels amazing. It's been in the mid 70s and it's going to be in the high 70s all week this week with flirting with 80s. That's even unseasonably warm and crazy for Florida this time of year. Typically, February is cold, windy, nasty. You don't just get an entire week and a half, 2 weeks of 70s and 80s. I'm tempted to take a day off, cut y'all short on some content, and take the boat out. Like, it's going to be
Yay.
that nice.
Can we?
I'm thinking about it. We can't go swimming now because the water's still freezing cold, but we could at least go out on the boat and enjoy ourselves. I'm about
I'm
tempted to
ready.
do that.
I'm ready.
I haven't taken. We took the boat out like 2 times last year. Like, oh, it feels so good right now. It does. But I know exactly how this works. We're going to get a week and a half of 70s and maybe flirting with 80s, and then we're going to get smacked in the face with another crazy cold front, frost, and all. Happens every single year. We're probably going to get a few more deep freezes and frost. Usually we do before March. Sometimes we'll get one on into April because that's usually, I'm saying usually a lot. That's usually when I'm trying to put the garden in, and I'm always so nervous that we planted too early and a frost comes and gets it. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it does not. All right, Michael says a birthday belly flop. Absolutely not, because don't forget there was literally just ice and snow floating in that pool last week, right? Yeah, that water's a lot colder than it appears just because it's sunny and warm outside. Doesn't
Ruger took a belly flop earlier, so
Ruger has actually swam twice today, I think, so he's still enjoying it. It is way too cold for me right now. It'll be a couple more months before you're going to see that I get in there. All right, so Eric says happy birthday to you, and Zoe's birthday is Friday. Well, happy birthday, Zoe.
Birthday.
Hey, tell your parents you want to skip school for the day for your birthday. I'm gonna get you in trouble. I'm gonna get yep. That's what I'd ask for my
Only
birthday.
if you skip work. Are you
Uh,
skipping work tomorrow?
heck no, I'm not tomorrow. No. But of her age, yeah,
Oh,
you kind of
no.
want to do it. Tell them you want a 3-day weekend for your birthday. How about that one? All right, it shot me all to the bottom. Let me go on back up here and try to find some of these comments. Miss Connie says, good people here from Missouri. There's good people here from all across the world, it looks like. You know what? Missouri is one state that I have never been to. I don't know why. We've always just kind of shot around it. So how many acres is the new property? So the river property is 5 acres, which is quite a bit for river property, honestly. Most people have like quarter-acre lots, half-acre lots, but we're in the middle of nowhere on a tiny, unpopular river. So larger acre tracts is not uncommon. But when you get on our larger rivers or near the coast, you normally get half-acre lots, quarter-acre lots, tiny things like that. I love it. Just enough to give us some privacy because you typically do not get privacy on the rivers, just house after house after house, things like that. So Doug says, thanks for the pole barn light tips. Absolutely. Those lights are amazing. I kid y'all not, been running them for years. And I really like how you don't just put them up and have to guess at it. Some of the tips I gave was how the company will literally take the heights, the throw of their lights, because they got all that in a computer, and say, hey, we recommend this. There's not going to be no shadows here, things like that. Like those are some really awesome lights, and they're not expensive at all. Go look on Amazon or their website and see the prices of them. They're not expensive. Mr. Jimmy says spoiled rotten. I guess that's me, maybe. I mean, it's my birthday. Miss Lee asked, what's a good price for a Blackstone? Oh my goodness, they vary wildly. Wait for holidays and sales. And I don't know if there's Tractor Supplies all the way over in California. I think it's the East Coast thing. But Tractor Supply typically not a good place to buy them, but they put them on big time sales. Walmart also does.
Sometimes you can see them for $297. But that's kind of rare. Now they're kind of like,
and that's for the big 36-inch like we have.
yeah.
You'll see them anywhere from in the 200s on holiday sales, especially toward the end of summer. That's when stuff like that goes on sale. And then there'll be normal price $449 or something like that. Brightness up.
Little dark here.
Yeah, well, we'll keep doing it. Wash everybody out, make it like it's snow behind us. But it's going to be anywhere from the high 200s to mid 400s. Wait and catch them on sale. Walmart is a good place to look, especially in the summer, unless you need one pretty soon. But just wait for the next big holiday and they'll go on sale. Crystal, thank you so much.
Thank
Did
you,
not
Crystal.
have to do that. We appreciate you. She says happy birthday there. Thank you so very much.
Oh,
all right. Do we get spooked at the new property in the dark? Asks Dr. D. Is that Dr. Dre? I used to love your music. No, honestly, that in the dark stuff and things like that doesn't bother me at all. There's no monsters out there. There's no things like that. There's no Yeah, we got bears and
Probably wondering why we got all those lights, huh?
yeah. That might be why you're asking that, but no, absolutely not. Yeah, those lights are too bright, almost.
Probably
Honestly,
lights up the whole property.
it does. But when I'm doing work and stuff out there, I'm gonna be happy to have them. But I can also turn the brightness down on those, which I love that feature. But nope, I'm not scared of the dark. The only thing that I hate and more scared of down there is mosquitoes because we got plenty of them. We
True.
got plenty of them.
Very true.
All right, Lance, thank you so much. Y'all do not have to do this, y'all. Y'all absolutely do not have to do this. Appreciate you. This is
Thank
birthday.
you, Lance.
Thanks, Lance, for the
Aw.
birthday wish. And everybody else, I see a pile of y'all are saying happy birthday. So I appreciate you so much. All right. So Zeppy. So
Hello.
been a member for 9 months. Says, happy birthday, Andrew Tiffany. Please give Bullet a hug for me. I
Oh,
love
we
that cute little
will.
muffin.
I know.
Is he inside
He
sleeping?
he wanted to go inside. He just ate, came outside, and he's like, "Let me back into my couch."
That spoiled rotten right there, that dog. Oh my goodness. And Ruger's over there in his sandbox.
He is.
He's been swimming and now he's rolling around in sand. And since it's my birthday, you're gonna have to bathe him tonight. He's getting filthy. Oh, King was says 33 degrees in Maryland, excuse me, and dropping fast.
Mm,
Connie says 60 in Missouri. Y'all, I hate to tell y'all, I don't let's see what it is on
yeah.
the weather station. It feels awesome
Feels
here.
probably what, 72 right now?
That would be my guess.
Yeah.
73.4 degrees.
Ah,
We're pretty
close
good. We're
enough.
pretty good. Perfect. I always say if it could say or stay 72 year round, oh, that would just be amazing. I do enjoy my cold weather for fires and stuff though, but 72 would be perfect. So let's see here. Haven't been able to watch a live stream very often due to the timing, but love the catch up on the videos. Glad to see you're doing well. Thank you very much.
Glad
We
you're
hope that
here.
you're doing well. And don't forget, we're about to spring forward to 7 p.m. whenever that is. That's still going
Late
to
March.
late March.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe that time works better for you. Maybe it doesn't. And we're always open to maybe a different time or different days, things like that. But it's going to have to be unanimous since we've kind of had it set on Sundays for so long and Sunday afternoons. But we would be open potentially to like maybe a couple days, the first and third of the month on these days or times, and the second and fourth Saturday or Sunday at this time. Like we would be open to entertaining that, but it's going to have to fit our schedule and everybody else's. I don't want to confuse or to muddy the waters too much where people
Yeah.
can't remember exactly what the heck's going on. No matter what time we pick, it's never a good time. But
Well, we do it that way because of the cooking too and the daylight and all that. So,
yeah. All right. So Pest Hunter says, I just got the okay to get 2 banana trees. Oh boy. That woman right there always talks about banana trees.
yes, I would love to have some, but
They just won't make it here. We just had snow and ice on the ground last week.
I know.
I think if we were a few hours south of us, we could for sure get away with it. All right. So Ashley says Zoe actually has a field trip to go see the ballet on her birthday. Well, that works out then. That's like having the day off of school. Yeah,
Good.
that works out.
Very good.
So 80 patties says 24 degrees Fahrenheit. Thank you for doing the conversion because I don't know Celsius. And Odenwald, Germany. All right. Yeah. So you're all the way over there. It's got to be late as can be over there. Thank you for watching though. And 24 is quite chilly, which we had a bunch of 20-degree days here last week. And now here it is, shorts and short sleeve weather. Just welcome to Florida. It's the perfect weather to get sick when you go from cold to hot to cold and everything else. Okay. So I'm reading. All right. So Jonathan says, great job on your pole barn lighting. How do you run your water out there? Oh, and on how you ran your water out there. Yeah. So I've been getting a comment from a lot of people. Why don't we run the black poly pipe and all that stuff instead of gluing all the PVC joints underground? Honestly, y'all, I've just never seen nobody run it around here. Maybe some farmers do it, but I don't even know where you'd get the pipe. It's just not a common practice. And I don't know why, because it makes sense to get a big roll, several 100-foot roll of that black solid pipe, no glue joints. I don't know if that stuff holds up as well or as long as thick wall PVC. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But that's something I really need to look into, especially for running long runs just outdoors where I'm not as concerned if a problem happens. Obviously, you don't want to dig everything up, but I'm sure the black poly pop runs good. And that's something I absolutely do need to try out. So Brett says, I was watching the video today and wonder why you don't just put a dimmer switch on the overhead lights. That's what I did. I could do that, and I haven't had a need in any of my other barns. I like the brightness, and I'm not so certain that I'm gonna have a need to run a dimmer switch and extra run of wire and all up there in this new barn. Because I'm probably going to set them on 80 watts, and I think they're going to be perfectly fine. But those lights, and I should have mentioned that, do have the option to run a dimmer switch. Probably something I should do, but
I think it was Adam that brought it up. So is that the lights that have the function for the remote?
no, but he was saying I need to get that function. So like on my other barn over here, I've just got stuff kind of jerry rigged, so to speak, with extension cords running lights, and I just put one of them plug-in line extension cord remote control off and on devices.
So
So
could you do that for over there?
no, because I got that quite a bit more professionally done in conduit and the way the wires ran. I might be able to find a Bluetooth
Like
switch or something, but the problem is that's outdoor. There's probably not none rated like that. I'll have to look into that. I'm not really sure. Basically, when we can come pulling up over there and kick the lights on from the car, so you don't have to go fumbling around. That's something I can look into. What I'm most likely going to do is what I always do. Just go put a couple solar lights on the outside corner post, so when you pull up, at least those kick on. They stay on for 30
That'd probably
seconds.
be a better
There's your
idea,
light.
yeah.
Run over there and flip them on if you want. Because anytime we pull up over there, we're not always needing the barn lights on. We may just go walk into the camper, turn the camper lights on, and it's illuminated, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
So we'll see what we wind up doing over there. All right. So Dino, yeah, he says, good morning from China. I thought you was in.
No, he's visiting there.
Okay, but I
Yep.
thought you was in Japan.
Yep.
Now you're in China. He says, oh,
I
600
believe.
here.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
6 a.m. there. How about that? And Monday of all things, absolutely crazy. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I
it
think
is.
so. Yeah.
All right, Miss Lee says they just had a Tractor Supply open a mile from them.
Okay.
There you go. Don't go pay their normal price for Blackstones. They're outrageous, but they do put them on sale quite a bit. Okay, forgive me for not saying hi to each person. You can't do that, Bobby. Way too many people on here. You got torn rotator cuff again. Ooh, having problems. I've been kind of having some
Golly.
rotator cuff issues myself here lately, but
That is the worst.
yeah, they come and go.
Mm.
Okay. Oh, Miss Lee says she's going to donate one to her hospital auxiliary raffle as a prize. That's a good gift to donate right there.
Nice.
We donated one of those a while back as well. So question, how does it feel to be 40 plus? Well, I've been 40 for 1 year and it feels like issues. Like we were just talking about rotator cuff. My ankle was kind of bothering me today. I click and pop when I get out of bed. Sometimes my back bothers me.
Now she's going to get on to you for your body mechanics. So that's probably why.
She always does anyways. Miss McMillan's always
That's
getting
where
on to me.
she's getting at.
Yeah. Yeah. Chris says, I just went to Tractor Supply for birdseed this morning too. Yep, we buy birdseed from there as well for our chickens. Well, we get the black sunflower seeds and
Yeah,
things
we're
like that.
about out. We need some more.
So are we on Central or Eastern time? We are Eastern time. Florida, I mean, we're close, not as close to the coast you can get, but we're very close to the East Coast. All right. So Carrie says, happy birthday, Andrew, and happy 18th anniversary today to my hubby, Jesse.
Oh,
Well, happy anniversary, y'all. Yep. We just celebrated our, hang on, 17th in December. I got it right. Haha. I got it right. All right. There it shot me to the bottom again. Let me go back up here and figure out where I was at. I hate that this does that. So Dr. D says, I binge watched the pool filter installation today for the 4th time. Any feedback on the copper purifier staining after 1 year? Zero staining in that pool. The liner looks beautiful. Nothing is stained with copper.
It has worked perfectly.
It has been amazing. It's all about just don't run it wide open all the time. Do your test strips, your copper test strips, which come with them, and you can comes with the unit, or you can buy more, and figure out your setting. You're going to have to run it wide open for the first few days to get actual copper in the water, and you may even have to shock the pool eventually. You know, from the get go, unless you kind of do it in the wintertime like this, when the water's not as likely to have algae and buildup. And then once you get that copper established in the water, start cutting your unit back and just keep an eye on your test strip, stay in range. And honestly, I haven't did a copper test strip in 10 months. Like I don't even check it no more. I just keep it around 4 or 5 now that the pool's established. No staining, looks good. Nobody's ever had problems with their hair swimming in the pool.
No maintenance.
None of that stuff. But I don't run it wide open now. There's absolutely no need for it. I highly recommend that thing. The company don't sponsor me. They don't have a clue who I am. We got it because our friend swore by it. I literally don't have to do nothing in that pool. The only time I'll ever add chlorine. Always keep 2 gallons of liquid chlorine just in case, like whenever we have a hurricane or something like that, and I have to cut the pool pump off for 4 and 5 days and it's hot. Their leaves and trash and stuff blows in their organic matter. Well, we cut the pool pump off because it's an energy hog. So when you're not filtering it all, you're just got a breeding ground for bacteria. So when we fire it back up, I'll hit it with about 1 gallon of chlorine, which dissipates in a couple of days. That gets the pool back right, and then I let the copper run again. That's literally all I do.
It's been awesome.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Like, I don't have to do nothing to that pool other than just run my
Just to not
robot around.
smell the chemicals in the pool is pretty good too.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I can't
nice.
stand getting in like public pools and all where the chlorine burning your eyes. That cannot be good for your skin at all. Cannot. So a boat ride and Carrabba's would be right up your alley. Yes.
Yes, it
We
would.
haven't had Carrabba's in a while.
I
Yeah, we keep
know.
talking about it. That's one of our favorite restaurants.
You
I do kind of want to go. Their sirloin marsala. Oh my goodness. I love that sirloin. And their Caesar salad tastes really good. They got a really good Caesar dressing. So do the gators come out after dark? They're pretty much out all the time, to be perfectly honest with you, but
Yeah,
definitely out after dark.
Oh yeah.
Miss Lee, that is extremely generous. You
Thank
did
you,
not
Miss
have to do that.
Lee.
Oh my goodness, y'all.
Aw.
Sorry, I'm way behind. Boat gas for an outing. Take the day off and go enjoy
Thank you,
yourself.
Miss Lee.
Miss Lee, thank you so much. We really should take advantage of
I
this
know.
super
Andrew's
warm week.
worked probably 14 days straight here recently, so
No pain, no gain. Hey, so
no slowing him down.
Larry says, Tiffany, any news about the cooking channel? Take it away, Tiffany.
Oh yeah, let's ask Andrew.
I ain't gonna lie. I got up this morning and I was like, all right, probably on my list for the day should be editing some of these cooking videos. And we sat down for breakfast this morning. And she's like, what are you doing? I was like, well, I got this on my list and I got that on my list. Got this on my list. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, I need to add that to my list. Then she's like, well, could you add this to your list? Could you do that? And next thing I know, my list for the
It was a
day,
chore list today.
I worked my tail off today.
Yeah, just catching up on all the piddly stuff that needed to be done.
Yeah, not recording stuff,
Yeah.
not whatever things that's just been neglected because we've been working so much. And needless to say, worked right up until the time we kicked this camera on. So there was no opportunity for editing. We got some content we need to edit. We got our logo pretty much figured out. We already got the channel
Just
locked
time.
in. I know.
The time.
We say this every week, don't we?
Yeah. So hopefully in the near future.
Yeah. Chris, oh my goodness, I'm so far behind, but Chris and
Thank you,
Tiffany,
Chris.
haven't seen y'all in forever. He says, finally catching y'all's live. Hello, my peeps.
Hope y'all are doing well.
So Chris and Tiffany have been around since like the old school days of us starting live streams out in the yard when they were horrendous and horrible. So typically it doesn't work well for them to watch us on Sundays, as it doesn't for a lot of people, but they watch us back later in the week. And they used to do something called Tiffany Tuesday, to where whatever we cooked on Sunday, they would try to cook on
you want to make this one tonight.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. So Chris, we hope you and your family are doing very well. Thank you so much. That was extremely generous. Good to see from y'all again. Okay. All right, Dino, we done answered your chicken stuff. He said Chuck's about 40 times.
He missed it.
No, I'm that far behind, but we did talk about the chickens. So Mark, it's the second time I've been asked this today, believe it or not. I've been trying to learn to weld and watching how you set up and complete the projects. Do you have any coming up? So first of all, learning to weld, do it on YouTube. There is amazing teachers on YouTube. I'm talking some really good channels, professional welders. That's how I learned to weld right there. So there is going to be another project coming up. You know, we just did several, but I do need to build I'm going to build a really nice rocket stove grill for here because we use ours so much. I want to build an even better one here with features that I'm looking for. Plus, we need one for the river property because we're going to spend a lot of time over there, fire up quick, do some grilling and cooking. So I'm probably going to take the one I got here to the river property and build an even better and new model here.
We use it so much.
We do. We use it at least 2 days a week, maybe 3 days a week, especially all the steaks and stuff that we cook. So there's one of those going to be coming up. I don't know if I'll get to that this week, especially if we play hooky into a boat day. And I've already got some other work lined up, but probably the following week, we'll get on another welding project that I'm always going to have a welding project. Okay, so let's see here. I had black polypops for years here in Virginia. Good to hear, Wade, and I do need to check that out. So do y'all have a PayPal or other account to donate since YouTube takes Their commissions, yes, they absolutely do. They're cut right there, which is rightfully so. This platform wouldn't exist without a gigantic company that has to put up billions of dollars a year to front everything that supports all the streaming and video storage and all that stuff. So we do, Jess. That's not something I've ever put out there or told people, but it's the email that's down in the video description. We don't expect this. We do not ask for it. Some of y'all used it whenever the hurricane hit and actually gave donations and asked us to go pay it forward to the community, which we 100% did.
Yep.
So it's there, but it's the email, and it even says PayPal email down in the video description right there. It's kellyscountry@gmail.com, but I want you to go find it because everybody spells our name wrong, and then it'll go to an email that probably doesn't even
Right, yeah.
exist. So yeah, just do the little drop down beneath the video, but we do not expect that at all. But thank you so much for bringing that up, and thank you for everybody that has done things through that, especially whenever the hurricanes come through, the mill
Oh,
closed
yeah,
down. We were able to really go help some people out because of y'all.
absolutely, yeah.
Mr. Jimmy says one motion detector light would solve the problem. Yes, it will, and we will be doing that over at the barn. Okay, let's get on down here. Yeah, I know. I knew this was coming. Chuckle, just wait. When you hit 70, we will talk. Well, we can all agree 40 is not 20. So I've experienced some stuff, and I'm sure 70 is not going to be 40. So I totally understand what you're saying. Miss Ramilla said she's going to be nice to me for a change because it's my birthday. Oh, the one
Oh,
day a year.
so sweet.
She's nice to me. Thank you, Miss Ramilla. Okay. Ferraro says, looks like he's a member there and says, welcome and thank you. Absolutely. Speaking of memberships, let's get out to more. Oh, and Ferraro, you just gifted out some memberships as well.
Well, thank you very
I hope I'm
much.
saying your name correctly, Ferraro. Looks like I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I'm really bad at pronunciations. It's the old Southern tongue, that's for sure. Thank you so very much. That was
Yes,
kind
thank
and generous
you.
to
We got
donate those
a
out.
couple more to donate ourselves
Yeah,
here.
yeah, we're about to do that as well. Let's get on down here and catch a couple more comments, and I'll do it. So Paddle Review says, I like Rural King better than Tractor Supply down here in South Florida. I wish we had a Rural King. I do. We finally stopped in our first one a few weeks ago when we
Crystal
was
River.
traveling down south, yep, in Crystal River. And it's like a Tractor Supply on steroids. There's no doubt about that. Just huge, huge. We were supposed to get one in a town south of us a few years ago, and then they pulled the plug on it. They were
They
going to go
did.
into an old Kmart building down there. Would have been the perfect
Ugh,
spot for it.
yeah.
Huge parking lot, everything else, and then they pulled the plug. I don't know why. So I would love for us to get one. Am I seeing a greenhouse in the distance? No, that is our chicken tractor.
Which he
Yes.
made like a PVC attachment to it so I can now move it around because my stubborn chickens will not go in it anymore. So I need to get it right up to the door so I can open the door, shoo them in there, and then I can move them around the yard.
Well,
So
why would they not go in there anymore? Because Tiffany lets them out twice a day to completely free range. So why they want to
they
go
were
get in a
doing
pen?
good. I think one day I kind of messed up their routine and now I cannot get them in there. So yeah, now I have that done. That was on his list today.
Yes, that was one thing I got added to my list of about 17 things to do today.
All right, I am going to get the Blackstone going because there's a
Yes.
lot going on tonight.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
a very involved meal. She spent the last couple hours inside making sauce and noodles and getting all the ingredients ready. So I'm getting spoiled tonight. So Joe, I've been wondering how you've been doing. Says seeing the surgeon at Moffitt in Tampa Monday to find out my next step for kidney cancer. Prayers, please. Absolutely, Joe. Those of y'all that do believe and prayers, please keep Joe in your
Yes, we
thoughts and
will.
prayers here. I hate it for you. We pray that you get good news. There's always hope, Joe. There always is. So Mike says, question. Did you grease the garage door? I did actually a couple weeks ago, but it's already starting to make noise again. And I even bought specialty garage door grease spray, but there's something about my garage door, it just wears through it. But I do open it several times a day, every single day of the week. So I guess you're going to wear through that lube right there. So, what's the name of the new property? Should we do a contest? Says Crystal. I have no idea. And somebody's asked me what we're going to name the barn over there too. I mean, I don't really name my barns other than the firewood barn. I figured we'd put a name for that because I'm always down there working. But not real sure. That's something we'll have to think about. Maybe by the time that we get the house finished, that'd be nice to have a little sign out there.
I've been tossing some ideas in my head, but You just kind of seem like you were stuck on what you were calling it,
I
but
call it the dog house. So anytime I'm in trouble, that's where I'm going to stay. So let's call it the dog house. I think that'd be pretty good. So Doug says, I'm new to y'all 6 months in. Well, thank you for watching and supporting us, Doug. And he says, what kind of boat do y'all have? Love y'all's content. So Doug, very spoiled. I have 2 boats. We've had a saltwater bay boat, a Nautic Star boat for 7 or 8 years now. That's the one we don't take out as much as we should. We've also got an aluminum boat, a smaller one, Gator Tail, which is like a mud motor surface drive type of boat. You can, maybe you've seen those, maybe not. But the prop and motor is, or that, I can't speak today. The motor is air cooled. So the prop only has to go halfway into the water. So you can run literally over lily pads, dry ground, jump stumps, trees, things such as that, which is quite common stuff to run into in our shallow and rocky rivers, and then lily pad filled lakes and things such as that. We use that boat a ton all spring, summer, and even into the fall. We really do. Typically, we don't record it though. That's kind of our day off and our enjoyment that we'll go do. But we need to do some more saltwater stuff this year. I have threatened time and time again to sell that saltwater boat because we can sure use the money. Tiffany says nope, for things like this house and property and all. But we bought that 7, 8 years ago at what seemed high then. They are literally almost double now what we paid for that boat. So while we could, I mean, honestly, we could sell that boat for at least what we bought it for or
you will
more.
always want another
I know
one.
she's right, but when you look at the prices of these new ones, I won't pay that for nothing. I
That's my boat.
absolutely will not pay what they're asking for these new boats. It's just insane, like what we paid for our first house. So we're going to keep it, even though we don't use it as much as we should. But when we do finally force ourselves to take a day off and run out to like our favorite beaches and the ocean and all, it's so nice having that. It really is. And we're in Florida, like boating capital of the world, probably. So yeah, we got a couple boats. We really do. So such a good work, and people staying with the pool pump. Why don't you run this off solar? Also, did you wire the 2 outlets below the timer directly from the timer, or did the wire pass through? So if you'll watch one of my more recent videos where I did the big solar array here, the pool pump is now running off of solar, shop solar, because pool pumps really, really, really run your electric bill up. We found out. Only one, okay, excuse me, 2 receptacles beneath the timer are run off of the timer. One is for my copper ionizer. I don't need it running 24/7. It only needs to run when water's flowing through it. So I wanted that to kick off and on the timer. And then the receptacle beneath that is what's for the pool pump. You have to put that in. That's what the timer actually functions for. So yes, those are run off timer. The receptacle before the timer is a servicing outlet or servicing plug. So I can run my pool robot off of it, or just use it for general service right there. But now all my outlets out here are run off of the house, and the pool pump and copper ionizer are run off of solar from the shop. We're really trying to cut that electric bill back down. David, thank you so very much. He says, happy birthday, and trust me, those next 10 years go very fast. Oh, do they? I mean, it was just 2023, which I keep writing on checks, and now it's 2025.
Yeah. You can go ahead and get it turned around.
All right, let me turn this camera around. I'm gonna try not to unplug the camera. Boy, I've did that before. And Tiffany's gonna whip up something special.
So Miss Lee's gonna laugh. This is the only apron I could find in the drawer.
Maybe they can see it. What's Andrew smoking?
Smoking.
Oh, shoot, you're wearing my apron. Yeah, Miss Lee made us some custom aprons right there. One for Tiffany and or a couple for Tiffany and one for me there. But she's wearing mine now. You know what, Miss Lee? I'm sure you didn't mean this, but now that I'm looking at that on camera and reading it, that doesn't sound very good. You know, when they say is that dude smoking something? That sometimes can mean something else.
Yeah.
She meant smoking meat, y'all. Sometimes people ask me what I'm smoking because I can be quite crazy. All right,
let's just open this up. I'm trying to do it the hard way.
So you haven't put your other channels on your homepage yet. I actually have, Pest Hunter. I haven't put the cooking channel on there yet, but the outdoor channel's on there. I went and added the review channel several weeks ago when somebody brought it up. and I'm pretty sure the podcast channel, which we don't really do the podcast channel, y'all, was on there. But I have not added the cooking channel yet. We'll do that once we get our official logo on there and post our first video. But that's a good, valid point. I do need to do that. I don't think many people use that function. Get on the laptop and go to our YouTube homepage and see the other channels we suggest. But obviously, enough people do that it's worth putting that there. And that's something I definitely need to be reminded about. Did it shoot me all the way to the bottom and I missed somebody? Who knows? All right, I'm reading. I'm trying to find where I was at. I have a bad issue with this chat shooting me all the way to the bottom. Like I'll save a spot and y'all continue to chat, and I'll see another question I want to read or a comment or something I want to answer, and then all of a sudden, I guess we reach a certain point where the chat fills up, shoots me all the way to the bottom. That could be 100 comments past where I was, and then I got to kind of figure out where I was at, and a lot of times I cannot find out where I was at. Okay, I see a lot of people still talking about Rural Kings. Mark says got one in Ocala, not too far from them. See, Paddle says they got one in Sebring. I don't think we've ever been to Sebring, but I've definitely heard of it. That's way down south, I do believe. So yeah, everybody's starting to pop names up for the property. Yeah, we'll have to think about it. We'll have to think about it. Now look, there's some property up in Bonifay, Florida. I love that area over there. So Chris says if we sell the saltwater boat, you have to take Tiffany on a cruise.
Yes.
Oh, I would do that, but
No,
she does not.
That's not a deal.
That is not a deal. No, because she's right. I would want another one, and I am not willing to pay what people. Boats have just went stupid expensive, y'all. So have trucks. Like I'm just not willing to buy new boats, new trucks. Just I'd have to win the lottery, and that'd be pretty tough because I don't play the lottery. And I always tell everybody I think I got just as good odds winning it, playing it or not playing it. I think that's how rigged it is. So Crystal says, take the day off. You're not getting any younger. Gee, thanks, Crystal. Miss Lee says, my electric bill this month was $35. My solar is finally working like it's supposed to. That's awesome because she's in California, y'all, where $700 a month electric bills are not uncommon or more than that. So $35. Yeah, I think you're getting your money's worth out of your solar. And I know your state's pretty generous for credits and stuff like that for the solar. So that's good. You're living somewhere that is absolutely will pay you back. I wish we would get more credits and stuff here. Oh, see, it shot me to the bottom. Where was I at? I don't know where I was at. I'm reading. So Miss Ramilla says, I will watch the rest tomorrow. I'm off to bed. Stay well. Yeah, because it's like,
good night.
I think it's like midnight over there. So thank you for staying up and hanging out with us. Okay. Do you put a finger on the chat to stop it from scrolling down? I do. So I've got my finger on there now, and it'll hold it for a certain amount of time. And then it just takes off, shoots to the bottom. And I think I was trying to talk with my manager a while back about this. I think there's some kind of setting in there after a certain number of comments have posted. I think what happens, I think you're only allowed 100 comments per chat. Yeah, this sounds right. So once more than 100 have been in and you start going forward, it starts cutting them off from the top. So if you scroll back to the top of the live chat right now, you won't see all of our original stuff whenever we first started 30, 40 minutes ago. So whenever it cuts off, lobs off a certain amount up top, it shoots me all the way to the bottom because the chat has, I guess, actually shifted. I've asked them if there's any way to stop this, but they're not going to redo the whole platform and stuff just for me, but I have brought it up. Maybe one day it'll stop that. But it is what it is. Happy birthday, old man, says Hammer. Thank you. Thank you. And hopefully you're doing well. Do we both work outside of the home? I'm not exactly sure what you mean. White Church Farm. We both. Okay, so we both now, thank goodness, and thanks to all of y'all and the growth of all of our social media channels, we both work from home now. We was able to bring Tiffany home last year. Work outside of the home physically, like day by day. Tiffany does probably 50-50. Well, maybe a little more inside, some outside. She takes care of all the animals, does all the cooking, the cleaning. She's starting to do a lot more now with some emails for sure, all the comments. She pretty much takes care of all of our Facebook stuff. Goes to a lot of our affiliate marketing stuff like that, providing people links and answering questions. So a lot of her time spent more indoors, I guess, but she definitely helps me out outside. I am almost 100% outside, other than I spend quite a bit of time inside editing. I still do all the editing for this stuff. So maybe that answered your question right there. But I'd say she's a little more inside. I'm a lot more outside. And it just
But when we
benefits
start
both of
building
us.
this cabin, I'll be out there
Yep.
with you.
Yep. So once we start really kicking gear at the new property, that's going to get interesting. We're going to have to
I'm gonna turn this fan on.
go ahead. We're going to have to set up internet over there. We got Starlink. We'll have to start staying there. We'll have to start doing some editing and working over there. We'll be running back and forth, taking care of the animals and doing other stuff. So it's going to get interesting once we kick the house build off over there. Everything will dramatically change. First time in the live stream says I Sky Ski, 50 acres of wooded property on a slight hill. What piece of large equipment would you buy at first? I'm thinking of bobcat, skid steer, so I can attach snowblower and or plow. I guess it's ultimately up. First of all, thank you for jumping on the live stream. It's ultimately up to what you plan to do with that property. Are you cutting trails? Are you going to cut some woods down? Do you have lots of storms and stuff there where the trees and stuff blow down? Me, first piece of equipment I'm getting is a tractor, but I do mowing. I have a little bit of pasture. I can get a grapple. I can go clear those trails out. I can go cut the firewood. Like, I don't know how you're managing your property. No doubt a skid steer is a fantastic piece of equipment to get. More powerful than a tractor, can lift more logs. You can get a nice grapple for that. You can get attachments to clear trails, but it's a lot more expensive, definitely more powerful, but not as set up for farm chores. More of that if you need to till and break ground. Again, if you want to run a brush mower behind you, all the equipment's more expensive for skid steers. So it's ultimately up to what you're trying to do. You get snow blowers for tractors just as easy as you can, skid steers and things such as that. So it's really, really hard to say what I would recommend for you. Me personally, I'm going with the tractor, but your needs may be different. Skid steer is going to outperform a tractor in a lot of areas. Tractor is what I call the jack of all trades. Like, it can do so many things well, maybe not perfect at all of them. Skid steer is a little more geared toward being perfect for certain types of things, especially lifting capacity and stuff such as that. But my vote would be a good tractor. And they do offer, I know John Deere, for example, and I'm sure a lot of other tractor companies offer snow blowers that can go on the front. You can do PTO shafts toward the front, so that may be something you can custom order. Obviously, you can get a snow blower for the rear, but that's bad on your neck, constantly backing up and blowing. But you can get tractors set up to do that from the front. So what is the name of the microphones that we use? Thanks to an extremely generous viewer a long time ago that got sick and tired of hearing our bad audio. Yeah, he sent us these Rode wireless go-tos. Highly recommend these things right here. Fantastic microphones. Kind of pricey, 100% worth it. I use them almost every single day of the week. Batteries still hold up well. I've had them for years, never a problem. I will buy another set of these in a heartbeat if one of these ever go bad on me. How's the temperature been doing in the hunting shack? Well, hunting season's over here, so it was doing awesome through a heck of a cold spell that we had up until the season ended. Now, just not really doing nothing out there to tell you, but I can tell you the insulation absolutely works. So is any land available in your area? Honestly, we do a ton of riding around. I have not really seen a whole lot of for sale signs. It's been kind of weird. Used to be for sale a lot back in the day, but our state has become so populated. Honestly, a lot of people have moved here. It's a beautiful state with good values and everything else. Of course, we got our craziness still on TV as well. And I think a lot of people buy it up for investments, for flipping and everything else. But of course, land is available here as well as everywhere else across the country. But I certainly don't foresee or see for sale signs and tracts of land for sale like I used to. And when you do find it, like in our areas, because we're kind of in big woods logging areas where a company owns a lot of the land, when you find it, it's 600 acres, 2,000 acres, 3,000. I mean, it's millions of dollars, and like nobody can buy that. And then, of course, you will still find occasionally some small lots. Thank you very much, Crystal. We never bring this up. She said, if you plan on ordering anything through Amazon, please consider using the Amazon link below. Doesn't cost you anything. I'm guessing you posted that if you did. Oh, well, I guess you're asking me to put it down there. Thank you for bringing that up, Crystal. So, yes, we appreciate everybody that uses our Amazon link for all your ordering every month. It truly does support us. It's one of the ways that we're able to work from home like we was just talking about and do the things that we do. And Crystal also asked, did you hit your bonus last month? We did not. we're quite a ways off, Crystal, but that's okay because we still earn commissions anytime people use it. But the only bonus we hit was in the last 5 months was the month before, and that was an absolute blessing in and of itself. Like I say, y'all pretty much cover our fuel bill with all the Amazon ordering that you do. So thank everybody for doing that. And since you asked for the link, I always save it every week. I'll put it down here, but we don't bring it up unless y'all do. You want to tell them what you're doing, Tiffany, so I can breathe for a second? I've been yakking.
All right, so I just put my battered chicken breast on for our chicken parmesan. I had it soaking in an egg wash and a little bit of Italian dressing, and then I coated it with all-purpose flour and panko breadcrumbs, and I got my homemade sauce going here, getting it warmed up, and then I got my noodles already pre-cooked. At the end, I'm gonna do like a buttery cream sauce to put over the noodles. We kind of like that on our noodles mixed in with the marinara. So
nice. Let's do it to it. All right. So let's see what else we got going on here. Somebody asked, or no, Mark was talking about my son, Evan, and dad just completely redid a boat. That's a heck of a project, by the way, that his granddad gave him. It had been a fun project, much more affordable than buying a new one. You got that right. And also great learning curve. Yep, that's something I've never did is like re-gutted a boat, redid the stringers all the way down, assuming it's wooden. But I have seen people do that. That is a labor of love right there. Tremendous amount of work, especially if you're working with the fiberglass and everything else. And I hate working with fiberglass. Oh, I used to work with it some. So Mark Wheeler says, I'm going to tell y'all if you don't have YouTube Premiere, it's worth it. Got the family plan, which I didn't even know they offered a family plan, and you can add 5 people to it. So I've had the YouTube Premium for a couple of years now, and I highly recommend it. Oh, I forget what it is. $15 a month, I think is what I've been paying forever. It may have went up, but no ads. You can download music. You can do playlists. And the main reason we got it, to be honest with you, the ads, you can skip them, but it's nice. I haven't seen an ad in 2 years. And your content creators still get paid, by the way, if you do the Premiere stuff. But what I really like it for, we'll get on the back porch and put on music videos and things such as that, a playlist, and they're not constantly interrupted by ads, which is really nice. You're entertaining and want those going or football game or some stuff like that. So I 100% recommend it too. But YouTube is definitely my life, so I support it 100%. And I guess it is nice not seeing the ads. But if you don't want to buy it, there's the ads. So Jonathan says we're having baked potatoes for dinner. We used to, we haven't did it in a while, but a group we hang out with used to do a loaded baked potato bar, which I love. Like you would be shocked at the amount of meats and condiments and stuff that people would bring. There'd be 2-3 pans of baked potatoes, and that's all you would get. But you would load those baked potatoes up with pulled pork and obviously bacon and everything else. But that's some delicious stuff right there. We've been trying not to eat a whole lot of potatoes and stuff here lately, just because of the starches and all. But
they're good though.
I love me a loaded baked potato. Ross says, can't justify the price of anything nowadays. I know. Looked at a few trucks. Nope. I agree with you. Crazy. Maybe a small camper to tow behind the wife's SUV. Yep. We even looked at that too. The new prices for tiny campers, y'all. I'm talking ones to where you can touch the walls and have a conversation with your partner sitting on the commode right there, like the tiniest things ever. What they're asking for is insane. Insane. Luckily, we fell into a killer deal on a 2-year-old used camper like that we just could not say no to. And we're going to sell that thing as soon as the property's done over there, but it gives us a place to stay. He said, my wife and I just seem to complain about prices. I totally get it. It was not that long ago, I guess it was in the big scheme of things, that we bought a 4-bedroom house, now small 4-bedroom house, little under 2 acres, shed, shop, everything, for what people are wanting for a nice truck right now. I can't fathom that. And our property value went up. We made money on that house, whereas you drive a truck off the lot and it's all of a sudden worth $15,000 less than you just paid for it. This is why I buy used vehicles, keep them forever, run the mess out of them. Yeah, I totally understand. But hopefully things turn around and get better pay and price of goods start getting on a more even keel? Time will tell. Hopefully so. Have we thought about a shed to house kind of setup? So, Crystal, I had it's been a popular question, maybe not the same question, but people were asking us, we consider doing a barndominium over there? You're asking about doing like a shed to house kind of setup. I'm assuming you're talking about doing something like a shed house or barndominium, unless I'm reading your question wrong. But let's discuss that. The county that we're building in over there, not very barndominium friendly. Doesn't really seem to like stuff like that. And you know how it is. You kind of, maybe you don't know how it is, but we've talked about it a lot over the years. We were dead set we were going to do that style home here whenever we did, and we had some hurdles to go through, trying to find an architect, trying to find an engineer that's comfortable doing a new and different style home. It gets kind of complicated. A lot of people understand that and see that, especially ones that are trying to build like that. But then when you're fighting to get the engineer, you're fighting to get the architect, and then you go into a county that's kind of already known to be unfriendly with some of that stuff, it's not worth it. Plus, we have to build the very strict standards over there for flooding. And then we got to add stilts in. It's got to be engineered for a hurricane zone. It's better to just go traditional. I think it's going to be easy on us. It's going to be easier and more affordable to build. The whole point of doing that over there is to show y'all an affordable home build. Plus, we need it to be affordable. It's not our main home. This thing literally has to pay for itself. Whether it be content or rental or combination of stuff, we'll get it all figured out with time. But no, I think we're going to stay quite traditional over there. Hopefully that's the question you were answering right there. So Ross says, my house has doubled in price since 2019 and saying it isn't worth that. See, there's a silver lining and everything. Problem is you can't sell that house, Ross, because then you got to go buy another house that's overpriced and worth more than what you should pay for it. That's just kind of the way it all works out. So Dennis, all the way from Oklahoma, says, enjoy your videos. Thank you for watching. And says, it looks like it's warmed up down there. It's warm in Oklahoma. Yeah, we just checked. It's dropping fast, though. Actually, getting a little chilly. It was 72 a little bit ago. We're in the 60s now. But we've been getting up to like mid-high 70s during the day and cool enough at night for fires and all. Like perfect, absolutely perfect weather. But we know how it is. It won't be here forever. So, is there a balcony power plant in the USA that allowed you to feed solar power directly into the house grid? I'm not sure exactly what you're asking, Patty's. I'll just explain it this way. We have multiple options for solar power here. One, the huge power companies here that do nuclear power and coal power and everything else, they have gigantic areas that they lease or buy out and will put hundreds upon hundreds, maybe 1,000 or more acres of solar power that they tie back into the grid, but it's their solar power plant servicing them, and then they pump it out to us. We don't know how we're getting our power. A lot of it's nuclear. Some of it comes from solar power plants. Me as a homeowner, we're allowed to do a couple of different options. One, completely off grid, batteries, my own solar stuff to tie in. I happen to live in a state that still require you to stay grid tied, and they got their specific reasons why. But you can go off grid. You just got to have the option to be able to flip back to grid, probably for fire reasons, political reasons, things such as that. A third option that a lot of the United States gets is what's called like a net metering. So I could put me a solar, station and solar panels and all here. And the excess power that I make, some electrical co-ops will actually give you a credit back if my excess power can go back to the grid. They're a little complicated, got lots of rules and regulations, and sadly, the rules are not the same across the board. Some states, it does not pay you back at all. Florida is no longer as friendly for that as it used to be, even though we're the sunshine state. But then there's states like California and lots of other states that give homeowners really good credits, pay back really well for the excess power that they generate. You can get credits on your bills. So homeowners can supply back to the grid. It's not as popular as it used to be. Some big power companies have gigantic solar fields, pump it into the grid. And then obviously you got the option of just being your own off grid, your own personal grid. So maybe that answered your question right there. Sharon says, Ross, sell the house, live in the camper. Careful. Some people sure enough can't make that. Tiffany's over here smirking. living in a camper, that can be tough. We did it for 3.5 years, but no matter how much our house and all would be worth, I don't think I could ever convince her to go full time in no camper, no matter
Well, as
how
long as
big
we
the
had
camper is.
to.
So, do I give out an email for questions regarding wiring, plumbing, things such as that? Enjoy your stuff. Keep up the good work. This is my first live stream. Those cutlets smell great. They do smell
Welcome,
great. I'll be your smell-o-vision. Yes. So, email again is down in the video description, kellyscountry@gmail.com. Just go down and find it and highlight it because we spell our name kind of weird, I guess. People always get it wrong. And just know that I'm usually a few days behind on emails. Some mornings I'll get up and go blast through a bunch of them. Some mornings I get up and can't touch a single email because I'm off to work, traveling, doing something. So just bear with me. It may take me a few days to get back to you. And we have tons of comments and emails to go through. But our email is down in any video description. It's in this live stream description. And we do answer a ton of emails. We get questions all the time. So no problem. I get a pile of electrical and solar and tractor questions, all kinds of stuff. So how's the hunting blind after the installation? Sadly, hunting season's over here, but did great. I've got it vented now. Hopefully you've seen that extra video I did. It worked phenomenal. There was several mornings it was in the high 20s, low 30s outside. I could get it over 90 degrees inside. So even everybody kept saying, "Oh, that's not much insulation." Didn't matter. It made a dramatic difference. Plus, cutting out all the air leaks and airflow. That was the biggest thing that spray foam does right there. But it is vented now to help with moisture. I do have a dehumidifier I'm about to plumb in out there. Just let it run off of solar. And I got one with a hose, so I don't have to go out and dump it and forget about it, basically. And it can just dump straight to the ground year round. I think we're going to be okay out there. But we're going to keep an eye on it and see if any rot pops up or any other issues like that. Yeah, so I remember my mom used to make my dad breaded veal cutlets. It was his favorite. I'm telling you. Oh, I used to get like a veal marsala. Oh, I love that too. But sirloin marsala is one of my favorite. But breaded veal cutlets is pretty good. But I have not got any of those in quite a while. Miss Lee, did I get the birthday card, or did I? Yeah, did you get a birthday card? I have not been to the post office this week, and I apologize. But I will try to go check that out tomorrow or the next day.
I can go tomorrow.
Okay, Tiffany's going to go. I did.
Yeah, I should have checked it last week. Sorry.
I should have. I did a bunch of traveling last week and did not get an opportunity to swing by. I do apologize for that, but we will check that out. So thank you so much for sending in a birthday card. If I still get it tomorrow, that's great. Tomorrow's my birthday, so I got it by my birthday.
You will get it tomorrow. I got to go somewhere tomorrow, so.
Where are you going?
Working out.
Oh, that's right. Tiffany started working out now with a friend, and I'm about this close to start working out myself. It's time. I need to do that. So, good question. Can dehumidifiers run off of the 12-volt solar system? I tried and tried and tried to find a 12-volt dehumidifier. Could not find one to save my life. They bumped this camera up. But you can run it off of 12-volt solar if you'll put a 20-volt inverter in, which is what I've got out there in the hunting blind anyways. So while that's not as energy efficient going through an inverter, that's the way I'm running one. But I'm shocked that I could not find a 12-volt one. There's got to be ones for boats and RVs and things such as that. So Andre says, "Happy birthday, my neighbor. My birthday was yesterday." Awesome.
Well, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Andre. Last time I ran into him was Winn-Dixie in the town south of us. I remember meeting you. How'd your plants and citrus survive the recent frost? You mean snow and ice? Give us credit for that. We had a snow storm and crazy blizzard down here in Florida. They actually did very well. But here's what I did: all of our citrus, we put them in pots now. I put them on pallets, stuck them underneath my barn, covered them in frost blankets. So that's the only reason they made it, to be perfectly honest with you. Most of our other stuff, some looks good, some looks bad. It is what it is. But we did save our citrus. And I went and checked on our big natural citrus tree out in the woods yesterday. I've been going and getting the citrus off of it. We still don't know if it's a satsuma, tangerine, or what it is. I was so worried because it's exposed now because a lot of the big trees blew down around it with the hurricane. I was worried it was going to be too exposed to the ice and all. I'm sure it built up on it, but it's still probably got another 50 fruit on it. I picked 20 plus yesterday. We done been picking it. It looks like it made it. I was more nervous about that citrus tree than anything else because it's just growing in the middle of the woods. It's been with us forever, and it makes delicious citrus. I mean, so good. Yeah, not a hunting blind. That's an Airbnb. That sounds about right. It is. It is. I'm spoiled with it. There's no doubt about that. It's nice out there. So Crystal says Tiffany makes cooking look so easy. She's hungry now.
Thank you, Crystal. I want to know how Miss Lee's Instapot meals turned out.
Yeah, Miss Lee, how'd that work out? That's right. You did that full cookout and all. How did your you said your grandson?
She had like cooking class.
Yeah, cooking class. How'd your cooking class go? And how'd your grandson's like? So Hammer says, what else is new? Property. I mean, we're doing stuff and all here, but trying to get that property lined out over there. We're still working on environmental stuff, house plans, things such as that. Hopefully we can get a decision before long to continue to move forward in the location that we want. But there is so much involved over there. It's just really got a stranglehold on us, to be honest with you. But we're going to continue to move forward, work through it, because we're dead set. We're going to try to get a location we can, but ultimately it's up to the authorities that, yay or nay, us, grant us permission. Welcome to the world we live in now. So Doug says birthday dinner's okay, but what's in the cup? You talking about the cup she just had right here?
Yeah, so that was my Alfredo like cream sauce that I put over the noodles.
Yeah,
here.
she'll show you here in just a second.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah,
like a little
maybe you can see
cream buttery sauce on our noodles, and then we put our chicken on there with our
it's
marinara.
healthier than going straight Alfredo out of the can or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
This Red Mill is not on, so I can
Just
say out of the can.
butter, garlic, and heavy cream and Parmesan.
All right, so Miss Lee says her classes turned out really great. This Thursday, we were baking a cake,
Oh,
and I took the chicken Alfredo for lunch on Friday.
nice.
Awesome.
All right, that looks so good.
Mr. Larry's like, does Miss Lee have a cooking channel? Maybe we should start one. So do you need cameras or some sort of security measure at your new location? Well, we already do have some cameras there, and I'll be addressing that in an upcoming issue. I think we're going to go over there and hook up our Starlink, do some more security. So we're blessed. We live in a good area. Don't get me wrong, there's problems here. There's definitely theft and drugs and other issues that make people do things they shouldn't. It's just the world we live in. But we live in a really good area for the most part that first of all, people respect and are scared of what every homeowner owns around here. This is a place you don't really mess with homeowners, if you know what I mean. But we still are surrounded by a bunch of good people. So it's not a big problem here. With that said, we put our life out on the internet. People see things. We're absolutely going to have security cameras where we already have them now. And as we start staging more building materials and equipment and things like that over there, for sure, we're going to have it. So we have multiple types of cameras over there right now, from ones that don't transmit to you. We have cellular cameras, and then we're going to be adding some more Wi-Fi cameras and stuff over there coming up for long. We'll cover that, but we got multiple ways to track and keep an eye on our property and give us instant notifications, so to speak. And that's a really nice thing to have. And luckily, probably our best security we got going for us, bar none, is we got multiple friends that live in that same neighborhood. I can literally walk out to the end of our driveway and wave at one friend's house, and they have a clear view of it. They watch everything. So having multiple friends that keep an eye on it and call you and say, hey, something don't look right, or we can call them and say, hey, get down there right now. That's a really, really good feeling. All right, I'll shut up.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay, show them.
All
Oh, boy,
right.
look at that.
This is our meal. I know it's a little dark here. And then I got some sides in the house that I couldn't really make out here. He wanted some steamed carrots, and
Yeah, I did.
he wanted some dipping bread.
Yep. We don't hardly ever get to have bread anymore. I love bread and
Yeah.
olive oil with some seasonings. Oh, I absolutely love that. So, man, I'm looking forward to tearing this up. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie. My stomach is rumbling. I'm starving after smelling this. I do not want this to go cold. So we're gonna wrap this thing up. Y'all, thank y'all so much for the birthday wishes. Thank you very much for cooking for me.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. Thank you for all the generosity tonight. We love and appreciate y'all so much. Don't forget about the people that have some less enjoyable things going on. Joe, we're definitely going to keep in our thoughts and prayers. We got a lot of people here with some unspoken requests and other things going on in their life. So, but we appreciate y'all smiling, laughing, hanging out with us, and everything else. Thank y'all for the support. Good night. God bless.
Right.
We'll catch you on the next
weekend.
one. That's right. Y'all take care. We'll see you.